This is the Orioles Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And it's simply not good enough. That is my take. That is the takeaway on this Thursday afternoon here on the Locked On Orioles Postcast. My name's Luke. I'm the postgame show host, have been all season long, and it's starting to become a rote exercise at this point. The Baltimore Orioles struggling in one-run games, a chance to win this in the bottom of the ninth, and it is swept away. Swept away in a four-game series in which the Orioles are swept by the Boston Red Sox in 4 games for the first time since 2016. Final score today, 3-2. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, one and all. If you're playing hooky from work, if you're just tuning in now, maybe on the replay, this stream's live to YouTube. So this is raw, authentic, shooting from the hip reaction. This is all what we just saw in us reacting. If you're new here, you're watching for the first time, want to say hi, thank you. It's a good community in the comment section. Be respectful and understand on this channel, Locked On Orioles, you got content every day. Every day you'll have an Orioles video in season. I'm covering in between Connor Newcomb's 5-day-a-week episodes Monday through Friday, giving you instant game reaction, and on weekends as well. We have a good time. O's are now 19-22 in one-run games, the most 3 recent losses coming in this series to Boston. And what we should have talked about at the gate heading into the final innings was the Orioles going toe-to-toe with Garrett Crochet. Left-hander, one of the front runners for the Cy Young Award, leads the AL in wins, just one shy of the major league lead, struck out over 200 batters coming into today, highly regarded prospect out of Tennessee when he came up with the White Sox, never spent time in the minors. And his arsenal was not entirely at full command today. The Orioles were able to jump on the fastball pretty well, which was good to see. However, we should address that the inability to finish is what is plaguing this team, has since the start of the year, and continues to be an absolute thorn in their side.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Simple as the ninth inning. I saw a comment here just a few seconds ago, and I'm going to find it. David Owen, frequent commenter on YouTube, says, it's Little League 101. When the play is in front of you, don't run unless... ... Did not finish that thought, but understand the sentiment here. Dylan Carlson leads off against left-hander Steven Matz. Aroldis Chapman out of commission, having taken on a heavy workload the last week or so. So Matz and Carlson, former St. Louis Cardinal teammates, go head-to-head against each other. Carlson leads off with a nice double down the left field line, his 8th of the season on the two-seamer. Runner at second base, you're trailing by 1 run in the 9th inning. All you got to do is move him over. Alex Jackson, who hit a home run earlier in this game off of Crochet, befuddled by the two-seamer low in the zone. He hits it to Trevor Story at shortstop, who has got it to his glove side near the second base bag. Dylan Carlson seems to have a lapse in awareness as he is running on contact. We've seen this a million times from runners at third base under the tutelage of interim third base coach Buck Britton, where they will go on contact regardless of the situation. Situational base running has been lackluster, to say the least, for the Orioles, and Carlson has hung out to dry. Story to Bregman, a 6'5 fielder's choice put out, and that would be that. Don't count on Jackson Holliday or Jeremiah Jackson to save you in this situation. It's just a poorly coached team. And a team that also is picking up some bad habits. I've seen some comments here live on YouTube that you're starting to see kind of old habits rear their heads again. Remember, the knock on this team in April was that, yes, they were working deep counts, but then they were being too passive at the plate, sometimes too passive early in the count. That was overcorrected by Jackson Holliday being slotted into the leadoff spot and then rolling over on every off-speed pitch outside on the plate and skewering himself into the ground. We saw some more of that today. And all in all, it's simply not good enough. It's not good enough. We haven't talked about Rico Garcia yet, and we will. But let's talk about how the Orioles got their runs and able to have Garrett Crochet exit this game with a no decision. Trailing 1-0, bottom 3, Alex Jackson leading off the inning, 2-2 fastball, high out over the plate. 97 miles an hour, and Jackson with his bat speed wraps around on it. Home run to deep center field, 395. The total distance and a 104 exit velocity ties the game up at 1. It will be hard to stash him away in AAA over this offseason. Now that you've got a guy with great isolated power who's OPSing over 800, yes, the strikeout rate is bad in the 30s. However, some team's going to take a flyer on him. Cade Povich going toe-to-toe with Garrett Crochet, what on paper looked like a David versus Goliath matchup, to be honest, felt more like Bathsheba versus Goliath going into the game. Orioles are down 2-1. Alex Jackson hit by a Garrett Crochet fastball at 98. Consider that retribution for his home run. On the top of his left shoulder. So he takes first base. Jackson Holiday. Then an infield single to the left side of Trevor Story has a hard time playing that in the hole. So you got no outs, runner in scoring position, and a runner on first. Jeremiah Jackson continues his astounding start to the year. 2-1 cutter in on the hands. Hits a double down the left field line. The game is tied at 2. We've seen Jeremiah Jackson be able to catch up with some high heat ever since he started sitting back in the box. He sits back in the batter's box and a little bit outside. You would think that would give him some trouble covering the outside part of the plate, but it seems like pitchers like Garrett Crochet are going to challenge him. 23 games in the bigs for Jeremiah and 26 hits. This kid rakes. Looking forward to that super utility spot he has next year behind Alex Bregman. I'm kidding. What's unfortunate is that the O's have another base running error immediately afterwards. You've got Gunnar Henderson striking out, full count, worked it well against Crochet, strikes out on the sweeper. The infield is pulled in with 1 out and runners on second and third. At the bare minimum, got to hit the ball hard. And Ryan Mountcastle, to his credit, does. 3-1 count. He is sitting on off speed and he gets a sweeper. Lines it right to Trevor Story, who's in on the grass at shortstop. And Jackson Holiday never looked back. On contact with 1 out, has booked it on a line drive to home plate. Trevor Story could moonwalk to the bag. He could do the worm. He could go through ad copy and still beat Jackson Holiday back to the bag. There's a lack of awareness. And of course, 2-2 game, you got to rely on a steady bullpen to get you into extras or help you carve out a win here. I'm going to tell you something. That didn't happen.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
We'll go top of the 8th and Rico Garcia, right-hander in. After Cade Stroud had a stellar 2-inning performance, we'll talk about that in the next block. Roman Anthony leading off this high leverage turning point of the game situation with a nice walk. Well fought at bat. Alex Bregman lining out to the recently recalled Emmanuel Rivera at third base. Great jump grab by Rivera. Keeps Anthony there at first. And then Trevor Story grounding out to Kobe Mayo at first base on the slider. Gives you exactly what you want. 2 outs. Anthony, unfortunately, progressing to second base there on that play. That's the only thing that could do there. So 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Anthony, by the way, 6-pitch at bat. Changeup in the dirt was the one that got him there to first. 2 outs. Romy Gonzalez. Hitting cleanup today, 283 batter on the year. Gonzalez, 192 batter with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Full count against Rico Garcia. Gets a hanging breaking ball. Juicy juices it through the left side. Curveball, base hit. Anthony scores with his plus speed. It's 3-2. Simply ain't good enough. Coming up, we'll talk about Cade Povich. Goes 5 innings, which is better than most of his outings at Camden Yards. We'll also get into some newcomers to the bullpen. Actually, just the one newcomer, Sean Dubin, and then Cade Stroud. Again, nails. Love it. This is the Orioles Postcast. Stick with us. Want to give a shout out to our friends right now at Gametime. Gametime sponsors this show. Nothing like catching a baseball game live, even when they break our hearts. Even when Rico Garcia is your last hope. But queues, login screens, surprise fees, all the fun is gone now in buying tickets. And that's why I use Gametime. Gives the advantage back to fans. It's fast, easy, and backed by the Gametime guarantee. You're always going to get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time at the best price, and all the fees are bundled in the price you see, so you're going to pay what you see there. Huge. It's faster, it's cheaper, it's less stressful than any other way I've bought tickets this year. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Gametime today. Always love our new sponsors. Upside has joined the fold here for Q3. Are you still paying full price for gas? If so, let's get on the upside. Stop leaving money behind. You can get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Download it in the App Store or Google Play. It's free. Start earning cash at the pump. The limited time promo code is actually SEASON, SEASON, and you'll get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You could make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas you need. And at first you're thinking, Luke, this is great, but why are you selling me this? This is too good to be true. It, it's not. It's legit. Real people are getting paid just making their daily commutes. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, e-gift card, or Amazon or other brands. Don't let this offer drive by. Download the free Upside app now using the limited time promo code SEASON for a limited time 25-cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code SEASON. Disclaimer: offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. We got 3 minutes left here on the Locked On Orioles postcast, and then it's back to world domination. You and me go back to our day jobs. Cade Povich uh, getting out of this thing relatively unscathed. A guy who had noted third inning struggles, you know, has not been kind to him. Had a 7.71 ERA in third innings this year. Didn't matter what way he was used. And the stuff today did not look great. Early on, the changeup looked flat, had trouble locating it. The fastball was not lively. It never is. You could make the argument that his stuff would play up better in a short relief type setting. In essence, the heir apparent to Keegan Aiken in the bullpen. We're 32 starts into this puppy. We should have a pretty good idea for who Cade Povich is. And at 25, sure, he's got time to fill out, find his stuff, maybe get a better grip on that kick change and be more consistent with it. I'll tell you how this ends, though. If they want to get the best out of Cade Povich, likely in an Albert Suarez type of role. We talked last night about how the game is it's starting to divide itself a little bit. We see teams using the opener more popularly, have that closer, and now it's really the meat of the game. Who do you have in there for those 4 or 5 innings? And it's probably not Cade Povich. Gets out of the first inning in 5 pitches. That's the good news. The bad news is the Red Sox were pouncing all over this, hitting the living daylights out of the ball. Roman Anthony first pitch single to center field on the fastball, squared it up well. Alex Bregman all over a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, but right at Gunnar Henderson for a 6-4-3 double play. And then you're thinking, wow, Cade Povich is going to get out of the woods here. 0-1 changeup, dangle into Trevor Story, and that ball got out in a hurry. For Story's 22nd home run, quickly a 1-0 game. Roman Gonzalez out on the first pitch he sees a two-seamer, so 5 pitches, 5 strikes, and already Cade Povich has put his team behind. First home run on a changeup by Povich all year. Alex Jackson then, of course, as we mentioned, coming up clutch in the bottom of the third. Way to tie it up with the home run. You've got some momentum against Garrett Crochet, and it's gone. Rob Refsnyder, top of the fourth, four-seam fastball low at 92. Refsnyder has been on the O's like white on rice this year. At the time of that home run, 7 for 12 with 2 home runs. And I believe he had 2 more plate appearances after that, yeah. So 7 for 14, an even .500 batting average with 2 clutch home runs. And that's really all the damage against Cade Povich, right? Respectable outing. The ERA still sits in the 5s. The 2 home runs are the ones that burn him. No walks and 5 strikeouts. There's something there. It's just, you wonder if this management is using him in the right way. Talk about Cade Stroud. He continues to be absolute nails. Sweeper looking good out of the hand today. And the fastball, being able to dot that on the quarter at 97. Love it. Love it. We'll talk about the 7th inning, the second of the 2 innings he pitched, getting Carlos Narvaez out, striking out on a sweeper low. Then Cedar Rafaela, some heat, some cheddar at 97, down looking. And then Romy Garcia Yossi Nixon Garcia, grounding out to Jackson Holiday. Yostinson Garcia. It's spelled Josty Nixon, and I know that's not correct, but I'll be darned. These names. And a newcomer in Sean Dubin. 1-2-3 inning. 9 pitches, 5 strikes, all he needed. 66th player used by the Orioles this year. 66 pitchers, it kind of feels like that, doesn't it? But up on the big league roster, he had faced the O's 3 times this month as an Astro, had given up 9 runs in 4 innings pitched. And two-seamer looked good, had some good bite to it at 95. Got Nate Eaton to ground out, Carlos Narvaez to ground out, both to third base. Jeremiah Jackson playing that in the late innings. And Cedar Rafaela grounding out to Jackson Holiday on the sweeper. It's good stuff. The O's carry on, and oh, good Lord, it's an Apple TV game. 10:15 first pitch Eastern time Friday night. It is the return of O's After Dark, playing the recently reinvigorated San Francisco Giants. They seem to be making a play for the NL wild card again, sticking it to the Cubs right now. Rafael Devers, former Red Sox legend in DH. And it'll be a right-hander Dean Kramer taking the bump in the first game. And left-hander Robbie Ray expected to start for the Giants. Ray won the Cy Young back in 2021 with the Blue Jays. He is an all-star this year, sub-3 ERA, somehow leads the National League in walks. And that is all we have to say. Soon we will be free of Apple TV. That's what Milo comments here live on the YouTube. Of course, ongoing broadcast TV deals with Major League Baseball. Rob Manfred, don't mess this up. And that'll do it here for the postcast. Thank you all for commenting, tuning in live here on YouTube and on demand, wherever you get your podcasts for free. The final score, the Boston Red Sox 3, the Baltimore Orioles 2. Good night. Stay safe. I will see you after midnight tomorrow night. Oh, baby.